Hi, it's Mr. Bloxham from Main House School. I'm just showing some Year 7 pupils how to make scones. For the scones we need 200 grams of self-raising flour, 50 grams of butter or marge, tiny bit of extra baking powder. I'm going to make sweet scones, so I've got 50 grams of sugar, and I've got some sultanas or currants. These are going to go in as well, but I'm going to put them in once I've rubbed it in. I've got my equipment out of tray, which I'm going to grease. A cutter to cut the scones with. I've got a clean pastry brush because I'm going to brush it with a bit of milk and sugar. I'm saving a bit of sugar to sprinkle on top there, but you don't have to do that. And I've got a cutter. This is about depending how big you would like them. Okay, the first thing is we're going to rub the flour and the margarine together. Now with scones, this is called the rubbing in method. There's 4 methods of cake making. One is the rubbing in method, and that's for scones, rock cakes. Also you use pastry for the rubbing in method, short crust pastry. Then there's the creaming method, which is for Victoria sandwiches and fairy cakes and muffins. And you get the whisking method for Swiss roll, Genoese sponges, where you whisk the egg and the sugar together and fold in the flour. And then you also get the melting method, which is for flapjacks and gingerbread, where you need to melt the margarine and the syrup and then add the oats. If you don't heat it up first by melting it, it's very hard to stir the oats in. Okay. I have to stir this until it looks like a sandy texture, and basically there's no lumps of margarine or butter in here. In here, I am going to put some milk in a minute, but you can use other liquids like sour cream, buttermilk or yogurt. Okay. So once it's rubbed together, and now I'm going to add the sultanas. I'm not going to add all of these, there's quite a few there actually. I'm going to add about that amount. And then I'm going to get 100 millilitres of milk, even though I only need about 90. So up to the 100 ml mark, or just below actually, about 90 ml. Pupils normally put it all in one go and then it gets too sticky. I'm going to put in about 3/4 of it, and then mix it with one hand and one hand on the bowl. If it needs some more liquid, I'll add some more, but if you add all the liquid to begin with, it gets all too sticky and they're not so good. So I think I need a tiny bit more liquid in here, but not all of it. So I'm going to put half of it in now, or nearly all of it. So that's about the right amount. This is about the right texture. Make it into a ball. Make it into a ball, and you'll have no mixture left in the bowl. You shouldn't have any mixture left in the bowl. Finish with that for the minute. Scrape it all off your fingers. You can stir it if you don't want to use your hand. I find it a lot quicker with my hand. You can use a tablespoon. Some people I know that use a palette knife. So I need this about 2 to 3 centimetres deep, thick. This is another problem, that they normally do it too thin, so we don't need a rolling pin for this. About this thickness, 2 to 3 centimetres. And then with a cutter, cut them. Try and cut them as many as you can, so cut them close together, going around the outside. I should get 3 or 4 just on the first cut. I might get 1 more if I'm lucky here. So this one here, push it down a little bit maybe, and put it down here. This way, I'm going to make 1 more here. 1 more. Then we're going to make 1 small one here. Okay, before I put them in the oven, I'm going to put a tiny bit of milk here. I brush them out. I'm going to brush them with milk, and then I'm going to put a tiny bit of sugar on them. And I'm doing this on the table, not on the tray, otherwise sometimes the sugar burns and it's quite hard to get off. If you're using the paper like baking paper, then it's not too bad because nothing sticks there. These go into the oven for about 12 to 15 minutes, just over 200 degrees. Gas mark about 6 or 7 depending how hot your oven is, and that's it. Okay, thank you for watching.